In Gaza, the truth is as dangerous as bullets, and yet some people still chase it, not with weapons, but with cameras. This is the true story of Yaser, a 30-year-old Palestinian journalist whose camera lens told the story the world refused to see. On April 6, 2018, while filming the Great March of Return protests at the Gaza-Israel border, Yaser was shot. He wore a bulletproof vest clearly marked with the word press. But truth, it seems, has no protection in occupied lands. This is the story of a Palestinian journalist who dared to document the struggle of his people. It's me. This is Gaza. Yaser Murtaja dreamed of traveling the world. But he was born in Gaza, grew up in Gaza, and couldn't leave. When Israel pulled out of Gaza in 2007, it also pulled up the bridges and built a wall around it, blockading the territory. Gaza became the world's largest open-air prison. As far as Yaser knew, there was a world outside of Gaza, but he never experienced it. Still, he had big dreams. "I've never left Gaza," he once told an interviewer, "but my camera will take me beyond the siege." He began working as a photojournalist at the age of 19. "My first assignment was covering the funeral of a fighter," he said. "I remember thinking, how can I be useful? How can I make a difference?" For Yaser, photography and filmmaking were more than a job. They were a form of activism. He wasn't satisfied with showing the world what happened in Gaza. He wanted to show the world how it felt. He co-founded a media company called A Media, which produced powerful documentaries and drone footage of Gaza's beauty and wounds. One of their most popular videos shows a Palestinian man kissing the wall of his yard, which faces the Israeli settlement of Atzmona, located in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. "Why do you kiss the wall?" asks the narrator. "Because she misses her husband who is inside," replies the old man, "and the wall doesn't allow him to come out and visit her." Another video shows a Palestinian family planting a tree on the Gaza-Egypt border fence. It's their way of defying the wall and celebrating life. Yaser hoped that these kinds of stories would break through the constant images of rockets and destruction. He wanted to show the world that Gaza wasn't just war, it was life, love, resistance, and humanity. When I met him, Yaser was working on a film about Gaza City's youth. "They're tired of the siege," he said. "They want to see the world. They want to experience life." Watching his subjects dream of a life beyond Gaza reminded Yaser of his own childhood aspirations. "Before the wall, we could go to Egypt or Israel. We could travel around the Middle East," he said. "After the siege, everything changed. We are forgotten. We don't have a passport. We can't get visas. The only way to escape was through his camera lens." In 2015, he filmed a Palestinian boy who created a small airplane from scrap metal and plastic. "The boy's dream is to fly his plane all the way to America," Yaser said. "He told me, if I can't go to America, then America should come to me." Yaser took this quote to heart. "We need the world to see our reality," he told me, "to understand our pain, our anger, our love, our life. Until they do, there will be no peace." His biggest dream was to travel abroad. He wanted to go to Paris and stand in front of the Eiffel Tower. He wanted to walk along the streets of New York and explore the ancient ruins of Rome. But most of all, he wanted to fly his drone over other cities. Cities without walls or checkpoints. "I want to look down and see water spreading as far as I can see," he said. No borders, no obstacles, no limits. Then came the Great March of Return. On March 30th, 2018, Palestinians launched a series of peaceful protests near the Israeli border fence to demand their right to return to their ancestral lands and to end the brutal siege of Gaza. Every Friday, tens of thousands of Palestinians gathered at 5 protest sites along the border fence, known locally as the Apartheid Wall. Israeli soldiers and border police violently dispersed the crowds, using tear gas, stun grenades, rubber bullets and live fire. Medical services along the fence were limited, and many protesters were unable to get treatment for their injuries. So when protesters started dying, the world took notice. And so did Yaser. He was there every Friday, filming the protests. Sometimes he stood right by the border fence, dodging tear gas and rubber bullets. Other times he filmed from a safe distance, watching as protesters burned the Israeli flag and chanted for freedom. He knew it was risky. Israeli snipers were positioned behind the border fence. People were being shot. Medics and journalists. Still, he showed up. On April 6th, while filming in an open field near the southern Gaza town of Khan Younis, Yaser was shot in the abdomen. The bullet tore through his intestines. He was rushed to the hospital. Gaza's health system, already devastated by years of blockade, tried to save him, but the wounds were too deep. Early the next morning, Yaser died from his injuries. Gaza lost one of its best journalists, and Israel killed one of its In his final moments, Yaser kept whispering, "Tell the world, tell the world, I was just filming. Tell the world, I was just filming." Those last words became his legacy, a testament to his courage and a call for justice. Gaza mourned the loss of their young friend. Thousands turned out for his funeral, holding his coffin aloft as it moved through the streets. A colleague held his camera and said, "This was his weapon. This is what they killed him for." Yaser's death sparked international outrage. Human rights groups condemned the killing. His drone footage, once just clips of life, became evidence of occupation and injustice. His work was featured in a UN report on the Gaza Strip that accused Israel of committing war crimes. Some of his last drone shots are still used in documentaries and human rights reports. The circumstances surrounding Yaser's death remain murky. Was he deliberately targeted, or was he caught in the crossfire? To this day, his family is still seeking answers. What is clear, however, is that Yaser paid the ultimate price for doing his job. He was killed while covering a protest. He was wearing a press vest. He wasn't armed. He wasn't a threat. He was a journalist with a camera in hand. When I got the news of Yaser's death, I was devastated. Not just because I lost a dear friend, but because I realized that the world had lost a brave truth seeker. Yaser was fearless. He wasn't afraid to stand up to the most powerful military force in the region. He knew that the only way to bring about real change was to expose the truth. And in the end, that's exactly what he did. In Gaza, the truth is as dangerous as bullets, but even bullets can't silence the truth. And Yaser's story proves that. Yaser Murtaja never left Gaza, but his story did. His camera didn't blink. It showed the world the truth, and for that, they silenced him. But in truth, he was never silenced. His final footage still speaks. His lens still sees. Thank you for watching this episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe and join us in our mission to bring you the most important news from the Middle East and beyond.